Welcome back to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. We're going to get to Dan in just a moment, but first let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to thank Hometown Ticketing for their sponsorship of the podcast. Hometown Ticketing is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can learn more at hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. We want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for their sponsorship of the Athletic Director's Toolbox segment of the podcast. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also gives you access to the 95% of the parents and the players who really love your program. And it gives them a voice to show the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. Let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. We also want to thank Huddle. Huddle powers sports. More than 180,000 teams across the world use Huddle to elevate the performance of their teams using video and analytics. Huddle is a complete platform for performance. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras, including the Huddle Focus, which we have in our gym, of course, analytics, and a lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play, from the youth programs up through high school and college teams, as well as the professional ranks. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and of course, the coaches of the college and university teams you're trying to get your kids recruited to. If you'd like to learn more about Huddle and how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. You won't be disappointed. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Go to violetdefense.com to find out more information. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. We have a Sideline Interactive video score table in our gym, and it is fantastic. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo to see their tables and boards in action and find out exactly what these fantastic products can do for you. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. Wall of Fame by Vital Signs has a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen options and an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 888-981-3589, or you can email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. This is episode number 10. Dan, what do you have for us today?
Well, we might want to rename this the Mentoring Hour, Jake, because it's a topic that has a lot of avenues in it, and it's supervision. But I'm going to boil it down to the Mentoring Minute. And there's a couple of things that I think athletic directors need to stress to the coaches that kind of just go by the wayside. And I've seen some issues come up with them, and we can talk about it. Obviously coaches are responsible for the health and well-being of their student athletes while under their care. Head coaches should utilize their assistants to help out with the supervision. I know my football coach had a schedule that a certain coach would stay with the kids after practice till they were all gone. So the coaches knew as the season went on what their times were, and it was very, very organized. You need supervision in the locker rooms, at the venues, whether it be home or away, before and after practice. And I want to talk about a few areas that may, again, go by the wayside in the area of supervision, unless an athletic director steps up and says, hey, coach, you've got to be cognizant of this issue. And we can talk about those issues after the break.
Again, the whole idea of supervision is just so critical. I remember asking my coaches, do you like coaching? Well, if you do, you're going to supervise those kids. So I'm curious to hear about your tips. This is the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. We'll be back after a quick break to hear from a couple of our sponsors. We want to thank Huddle for their support of the Mentoring Minute and the podcast. Huddle powers sports. Over 180,000 teams around the world use Huddle to elevate the performance of their student athletes and their teams using video and analytics. Huddle is the complete performance platform with online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras, including the Huddle Focus, which we actually have in our gymnasium. Our volleyball and basketball coaches love it. I already mentioned the Huddle Analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle is built for every level of play, from the youth programs up to high school, college, and even the professional ranks. Teams are using Huddle. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and definitely the college and university coaches that you're trying to get your kids recruited to. If you want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you and maybe have your school become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. You won't be disappointed. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack, who are the sponsor of our Athletic Director Toolbox segment of our regular podcast. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect some comprehensive data that allows you as an athletic director to evaluate and improve your entire athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also gives you access to the 95% of the players and the parents who really love your program, and it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the important aspect that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. Let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. We're back with Dan Comeau and the Mentoring Minute. Dan, what are some of those tips for best practices on supervision?
Well, let's look at a situation that again I think goes to the wayside. What happens at your school when your principal calls a faculty meeting for everyone at the end of the day? What happens to those kids? And I think the athletic director needs to have a conversation with the principal and say, look, we have a lot of kids that are unsupervised if we all go to the meeting. Some areas of concern or solutions, as an athletic director, I always brought a solution to the principal, to the problem. I would ask the principal, can I have a coach stay back with those kids prior to practice? If they're not in season, I'll send them home. If they are in season, can the coaches go to the meeting or not go to the meeting, and I'll take the notes from the meeting and relay that to them. Here's the situation that happened. There's a school in Florida where the wrestling coaches told the kids, sit in the courtyard and the meeting will be over in about 45 minutes and we'll be back. Well, the seniors broke into the wrestling room with a credit card and they had a hazing issue and both coaches lost their coaching certificate. The coaches did the right thing. They went to the meeting. They told the kids what to do, trust but verify. And the kids, they didn't do the right thing. And those coaches lost their coaching credentials. So have that conversation with your principal as an athletic director and say, what would you like me to do with those kids when we're having a faculty meeting? Another one is after games, home and away, make sure you or an assistant stays with your kids in the parking lots. Some parents, will pick them up. And again, have that face-to-face conversation with the parent that they are taking their child. You can't leave a kid on campus unsupervised, especially in the wintertime when it's dark and you don't know who's running on the campus, especially if it's not a closed campus. And the last one I have is weekend practices and games. Oftentimes the coach will say, we're going to have practice at 9 and it'll be over at 11. Well, your constant is 11 o'clock. It's going to end, the coach stays with the kids. But what time do the kids get there in the morning? They can get there at 7 maybe and just hang out on campus. Now they have no supervision. My best practice to the coaches was, look, practice starts at 9. I will be here at 8:30. I don't want anybody on campus prior to that time. And with that being said, they are not liable if the child is there earlier. So have a definite time for beginning and end when the students can get there. Make sure you're there before the students and don't have them get there at a ridiculously early time either. Specify to them, I don't want you on campus till 8:30 when I'm here. So those are some things I think, go by the wayside and people don't think about them. Faculty meetings and weekend practices about being there early. Campuses for the most part are open and kids just, come on campus and adults come on campus. You just don't know what's going to happen in these days. So that's my thoughts on supervision for today. And I'm sure I'm going to have more as the future goes on.
Oh, no, great stuff. And once again, I find myself thinking about all those times where we had situations like that, supervised versus unsupervised. And it just underscores the importance of, having that cooperative relationship, with your principal so the kids can be supervised and communicating to the kids and the parents about those drop-off times and pickup times, just so important. Dan, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain a little bit more about this, what's the best way that they can get in touch with you?
Best way is through email, and my email account is gcomeau19@comcast.net.
All right. Again, thanks for sharing today. For listeners, remember the Zoom recordings of these podcasts are being uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do this every Tuesday. We appreciate you listening. Come back again next week for another episode of the Mentoring Minute, and check out Thursdays with team building tips for John Scromolo and our regular podcast interviews on Monday and Friday. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year while creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo to see their tables and boards in action and find out exactly what these fantastic products can do for you. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. Wall of Fame by Vital Signs has a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen options, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com. Or to learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute, call 614-981-3589, or you can email sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to thank Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider of schools and colleges. Learn more at hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing.